Hey guys, welcome back to the Real Gentleman YouTube channel here at the Hunter Collective. Today I've got Mark in the chair and we are doing a Beatles inspired haircut. More so, I'm going to do Paul's haircut. Now, this video is sponsored and inspired by Universal Music
to celebrate the release of the Abbey Road anniversary editions.
You can stream it through the link in the description. Now, what we're going to look at doing today is it's quite ironic that we're doing this haircut because I'm from Liverpool. Well, sort of from Liverpool, Merseyside. And it's been obviously, you know, an iconic sort of it's been iconic haircuts for me since I started in barber. So it's a real honour to be able to do this. Now, what we're looking at today is this haircut was the shift from the Teddy Boy, the DA's kind of Tony Bennett's, Elvis Presley kind of slick back. Now, as far as I'm aware, very interesting sort of fact that I read, well maybe not a fact, but something that I read, and I read this a very long time ago, which is always kind of when we talk about doing Beatles haircuts and things like that, was that they all had that kind of rocker kind of slick back. But apparently George got the sunbats one day or something, and it fell onto his face and he kind of liked it and just kept it like that. Now I don't know how true that is. You know, it'd be nice to know if that was true. But that's kind of, they reckon that's one of the ways that it kind of starts to form. And it was very different, so it was a very different thing for these guys as well. Because everything was, again, very slicked in grease. This was very much a very iconic haircut. It was so different, with it down the face. It was almost like the transition from the barber to the hairdresser as well. So it's quite interesting that it's almost, I find a lot of these kind of heavy fringes that are starting to make a resurgence. So I'm going to talk you through how we're going to create this haircut today, and how it changed the generation in some ways of the hairstyle itself. So what I'll do is I'll give it a wash and a condition, and then I'll start and talk you through what I'm doing. Right guys, so I've just shampooed and conditioned it now. I'm going to work into my horseshoe section now. What this does is this separates the top to the back and sides. So I'm separating the top and I'm keeping it at a reasonable height. So just a regular, normal round of the head, drop it down at the crown horseshoe section. So again, from my understanding of the Beatles and the inspiration behind the haircuts as well, this was, from what I remember reading, I mean, remember when I started off in the industry, and obviously, you know, you'd read up about haircuts and stuff, and I always read about the Beatles because I'm obviously from Liverpool, so it was always very much a talk about in my household and stuff growing up. What I also sort of figured out as well was that kind of almost like the mod haircut movement as well. So again, breaking away from that very slicked sort of DA haircut, this was like a mod haircut of the 60s and 70s in a sense. So again, what we're looking for when we say the mod haircut, a lot of it was very natural, very heavy around the ears and around the neck. There was not much going on where in terms of, like, if you look at the Elvis haircut, it was very sharp and cut around the ears. There was a lot of length in it. It was just tucked away behind the ears. Whereas the Beatles left theirs on the fringe, like really heavy on the eyes, the eyebrows, and on the ears and the neck as well. So it was almost like, again, like a fusion between hairdressing and barbering at that time. Palm to palm cutting. I'm essentially keeping it all one length, all the way down. So I'm not leaving it longer through here, taking it short here, I'm leaving it all one length, all the way down. What I'll do is leave length through the bottom here as well. So this will be the same length here as it is here. Cutting this nice. You know, exactly. So what you're starting to see now is, you can see this is starting to get that length towards the neck. So you can see when I get to the bottom, I'm not really cutting much off. That's all one same length. So that is essentially shaped to the back and sides. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to blunt it a little bit more around the ears and around the neck. Again, keeping like sitting quite heavy on that as well. On an angle following his hairline. Just keeping this nice and straight. Now that's sitting nice, blunt and heavy. Yeah, very, very basic way of doing this, but it was such an effective look. Especially if you think back to the time. But this is a very basic kind of all completely cut, no texture in it, just almost like it's sitting on the head. But as simple as that is now, to look at the haircuts that are coming out nowadays with all the fades and all that kind of thing, this is such a big difference to men's hair at the time. So again, as people might think it was a very basic haircut, it is in terms of today, but you know, it was back then you'd never see that. It was almost like the 90s when George Clooney had his fringe sitting on his face and he had a short crop. everyone had long hair. If you go back to sort of late like 90s, sort of 2000, look at the haircuts. It was all kind of messy and awkward. It was really long and kind of centre parted. The first one to wear his fringe cut short on his face, which in our industry, and that's a role model for people trying something new. These guys were the role models back then for us there. It's amazing. As a simple haircut this might look, it really was, but again, like I said, it was such an iconic thing to do. No one was doing it, so it's nice on blunts. Edge it up slightly, just to remove this neckhead on the bottom. It looks nice and clean. I'll work from the back to the front. Now the reason I'm doing that, because yeah, it was all very top heavy. If you look at especially Paul's haircut, it was still a shorter element through the top and the crown here. Fringe the heaviest point. Now, by working from the back to the front, it allows me to leave that little bit of length and see the length as it's happening as I'm cutting the back. If I start at the fringe and cut the fringe up, I'd be getting to the back until almost blind, because I'd know the length I get at the front and I want to keep, but I wouldn't know where the back would start. So I want to start at the back and graduate it longer towards the fringe. I'm keeping it nice and club cut. Right? We're not looking for point cut and nothing like that. I want this to sit very flat. So I don't want to really create too much texture through this. I want it to sit very, very uniform. In the back, bring it down. It's going to sit nice and heavy and nice and long with the fringe as well. Okay, don't worry if you don't take much off. Just keep my fingers nice and straight. I'm going to cut this so it sits just nice on the eyebrows. Again, we're looking quite basic. I'm not looking to separate too much. I'll bring my fingers in because it's just below the eyebrows. So when that dries, that'll lift up a little bit. I'm looking for that very straight, heavy fringe. So I don't want to turn it into the side here. I'm looking to keep this sit very nice and heavy on the eyebrows. So straight. There we go. There's a guide and the guide underneath. I'm going to dry this through now. A few squirts through there, break that in, and I'm going to dry it with a round brush and dry a really nice boxy shape into this. It was very much about the hair dressing, right? If you look back here, as we were saying about the Elvis and everyone else, it was very heavily dressed hair. A lot of pomades, a lot of gels, a lot of waxes. So we're looking for that, still that hair dressy, but very dry and very kind of boxy look. Roll it round. Straighten that nice square shape from the front to the back. Now I'm going to finish with the old school hairsprays again. I'm thinking that it's going to keep this nice shape together.
Is that what they would have used back then, Dan? Do you think?
I would imagine so, yeah. I would maybe imagine they'd probably blow dried mousse into it, to be honest, or something like that. But I would have said, yeah, something like more of a hairspray. There wasn't many sort of waxes or products back then really that you could put on afterwards. It was more about it was more about making it look like there was nothing in it, I suppose. So hairspray is probably the best one for that. It gives a bit of hold and doesn't look like it's got anything in it, but it holds shape in very nicely. And that, guys, is my Beatles inspired Paul McCartney. You've got the look of George about you though, but we're going to go for Paul. Paul McCartney, Beatles-esque inspired haircut.
What was the main difference, Dan, between the four haircuts? You said you did Paul.
Well, Paul's was a bit more. Well, because I know what Mark's hair was like when I seen him last. It was probably the most. It probably resembled most. It probably resembled Paul's haircut more than anyone else's. A lot of the other guys was very long. Like John's was kind of short on the side, a bit longer on the neck, a bit heavier. And I think George's was a lot more top heavy. So just knowing what I was working with, I decided to aim more towards Paul's. I think, to be honest as well, it's probably the most relevant today as well, in a sense. It's a lot more kind of all one length, boxy. It's not like the others were kind of a bit heavy at the back and a little bit heavy at the fringe and a bit short on the side. So I think what's going to work for Mark as well, and a bit, again, the relevance of having that kind of more boxy finish is what Mark wanted originally. So probably more Paul than anyone else. So yeah, I think obviously with the new Abbey Road Revisited album, I think bringing that kind of Beatles back to life, and just think giving it to a younger audience. I think it's such a strong album. It's my favourite, one of my, actually, to be honest, I probably listened to that the most out of them all. And I think just kind of giving it to a newer audience is quite nice to bring a haircut back that was so popular and trendy then. So again, if you want to stream the album, hit the link below.